Pepper's like, wait, are we waving? Oh crap, we're waving.
We're waving.
We're
Hi.
waving. Hi,
I've been
Pepper.
around 3 small children for like
Ever.
7 days.
Yeah. I'm with you, man. I've been with one small child for 12 years. I feel for you. He's
Oh
still.
no, it was an 8, a 4, and a 2-year-old.
Yep, there you go. There's your practice parenting moment. You got to practice parenting.
Oh no, Bill basically was like, do you think that this was like some type of thing from the universe to test to see if we were ready to be parents? And I was like,
Yes.
I really hope not, because that was just cruel and unusual punishment for everyone involved.
Just saying.
Yeah,
I'm
but so what's been going on, guy?
We were at the final edit of issue 1. I made a mistake and I'm fixing it,
Gotcha.
but I fixing that particular issue right now. But other than that, I mean, if you look here, I'll close this. You can see there are no red pages here.
Nice.
Incomplete pages, so they're all done. We've actually had 2 sets of edits. It's gone through 2 edit checks, and Mariah has done 1, and Brent did another, and Patsy's now on the 3rd. So she's doing a run on it. And so
Good.
all of them are going over it with a fine-tooth comb so that I won't send it off to the printer and then have it come back with 100 copies with stupid mistakes in them.
Yeah.
And then,
Well,
like I said, Shinji gave me the massive monster Mega Bloks Enterprise. I can't believe that. Still having problems with that. Because I'm like, what? He was like, happy birthday. And he's like, the only thing I ask is that you take a break from Bellatrix Rising. So build this, then get back to Bellatrix Rising. Don't burn out. I'm like, aw, okay, I can do that. So it's good because I've probably got a day's worth of work left, and that's about it. And then we are out. This thing can go to the printer.
good.
Really. So.
No.
Yeah. So, other than, having kids for a week, what else has been going on in your world?
Well, I've been trying to get stuff done. Hold on.
But you had kids.
Yeah. I'm trying to share my screen, and apparently it says I'm not allowed.
You're not allowed to share your screen?
Yeah, I don't know why.
You should be allowed to share your screen. It just comes up as a different thing. I mean, this is how Tan's been doing it for 1 billion years.
It's saying I'm on. This is super weird because I'm on Google Chrome because I was having issues with Safari, and when I go to try to do it now, it's like, no.
You're saying Safari no goody?
I have no idea.
You're like, I'm not talking to you anymore.
I don't even know what I'm supposed to be looking for because I have a Mac.
Yeah, I wish I could help you on that one, but I
I'm not.
really have no earthly idea.
Let's see. Okay, well, someone convinced me to try to do some pins for a Kickstarter, and so I did them. I made the images, and excuse my French, I'm not saying any bad words. I'm letting you know this right now.
Okay.
Okay? So, what type of words are you gonna get when you combine kitty and sharks?
Okay.
So,
Seeing things going kind of southish.
we have one dog, which is the hammerhead shark, that I turned into a dog, and I'm calling that a shog. If you're understanding on where this is going.
Yep. I'm following now.
So, to keep this child friendly, I'm going to send you an image in hopes that you can probably get it to share.
Oh yeah, I'm using OBS, so usually I don't have any problems. You need me to go over to Facebook though.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Uh-oh. I'd forgotten this small problem that I have right now.
There you go. Sent it. Sorry. Not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Names for it. Nope. Not even going to try.
I have no idea what the hell is going on. Hang on. I'm having a hard time because I don't know how to switch it back
That's fine.
out of the business suite. Every time I load the Messenger now, it goes to GS Davis Art, and there's no way out.
Oh, yeah, I had that problem too. There's you have to switch the profile.
You don't have a profile.
They deleted your normal profile?
No. I mean, it's just that there isn't. It's not in there. It's not an option. Maybe under all tools. I need to get out of here anyway. So just this is good. It'll gives me. I've needed to fix this anyway. New page.
Hi, Patsy.
Oh, Patsy's here. Oh, good. I need to talk to Patsy anyway. Can I switch now? There we go. Now I can get to it. Jeez Louise.
I think Guy was fixing something on the page, and I distracted him, Patsy.
Yeah, we're working on it. Yeah. All right.
Yep. So I'm just showing. Sorry, my screen's not sharing. So to try to circumvent the problem,
That's cool. You know, I
Um,
just wanted to just say I absolutely adore your style, Pepper. I just adore your style. It's so cute. It's so floofy.
yeah, so they're basically cats with shark forms. Of course, I have like the kitten up in the corner there that makes it like old school cartoony feel, Tom and Jerry kitten type deal. Um, if you want to make it bigger, guy,
Maybe I should.
so like people can see it.
And it's not a whole lot bigger, but it's somewhat bigger.
Yeah, so so Bill was like, you should do a Siamese, so I did a Siamese. I got the tiger, so like a normal like golden
Tiger shark.
tabby
Mm-hmm.
right
I like
there,
that
and
the
then
hammerhead's the random dog in this.
yeah, it's a shog. That's what we're calling it. And if for those who haven't figured out what the cat forms would be called, just replace the cuss sound with a sh.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll let the hilarity of the Kickstarter video or whatever type of format like thing that I'm going to do. I have to still make the video, and then I'm working with someone to try to get everything launched properly. I'm looking at pin companies now.
Aw, I think that'd be great pins.
Yeah, and then once I get the pins done, once I get all the pins done, like that's basically, I think that's pretty much all I have left is all those images for the pin.
Hey, Patsy.
Excuse me.
Look, Patsy.
Yeah.
You'll appreciate this. A buddy of mine just gave me this for my birthday. This is the big Lego set. I have to tell Patsy before she disappears.
It's all right.
She's only here for about a half an hour. So I have to make sure I show her that. So.
No, it's fine. So yeah, like that's basically it. I'm just in the planning phases, and then I have to submit everything.
All of that is is part of a Kickstarter for what?
Oh, I'm just gonna do a random Kickstarter for pins.
Okay, I'm good with that. Those pins look adorable. I would buy those pins, so that's fair.
Yeah. Like I think initially it was the Siamese, the tiger, the kitten, and the orange and brown spotted one. Those were the original 4 pins. The older cat that's drooling and is cross-eyed, and the black cat are gonna be stretch goals.
Yep.
As well as the shog.
Yeah. Okay. Don't.
So,
is cat. Speaking of cats, sorry. George is over here saying, "Pet me," and then he runs away. I'm like,
well, I mean, it's a cat.
Saying George, I want pets. Although I was watching a thing on cats today, and I actually kind of know why he's running away.
Why?
Because they're savanna predators. So things coming from above are terrifying to them. That's the things attacking them from the trees. So it hits his lizard brain. Whether he wants scritches or not, it hits his lizard brain and he runs from it. So there's not much he can do about it. It's not his fault. It's just that that's the way cats perceive things coming from above. The problem is he's this tall. Yep, I'll show you the Lego set a little bit more. I'm going to make it big screen. Hang on.
Good to know, Patsy, that your daughter and niece would love the pins.
Yeah.
Now look at that. I still need to figure out what other stretch stuff I'm gonna do. if I have it. I'm gonna be working with someone to actually help with that part.
It's
And
heavy.
here's where what everyone's really here for is the Star Trek ship. You know, I'm just like chopped liver.
Well, Patsy and I are Trekkies. You have to give us a little bit of leeway. Let us be our
I give
Trek.
you a lot. I live with a Trekkie. Come on.
You have to let us be Trekkies. Can't get too
He's
grumpy.
asleep.
Oh, how many pieces? God, thousands. 3,098. So 3,100 pieces. This is a monster kit. This is a super monster kit. So beautiful. And it's got lights in the warp engines. The warp engines totally light up. Oh my God. But we love Pepper. Okay. So are you doing more now? Or is this a different project?
So this is a project for my sister. Her baby shower is in October.
Gotcha.
And so I am doing artwork for the baby shower.
That's fair. So, Patsy, you were also talking about you wanted to know if I had things to help memory and organization and things like that. And I do. And I'm even willing to share because I'm that kind of nice guy. Yeah, anime is a thing. So the first thing I will show you is this is my weekly schedule setup. And I went on ahead and I printed this out. And this gives me the things that need to be done every week on each day. And it lets me see my week at a glance. But this week, we're supposed to wrap up Bellatrix Rising, and then I'm supposed to then take a break and not do this anymore and not do a lot of work this week. That was the battle plan. So that's why it's empty on this week. But then, that's the thing. So that's one thing I use. The other thing I use is Microsoft To Do. The Microsoft To Do lists, you can kind of see here. I'll move it over. Microsoft To Do comes with Windows. And you can use it, and it just has, you can bring up a list of things over here, and as you finish them, you can check them off. And I use this a lot. This is my to do for the convention for NDK. All the red ones are done. All the black ones are not done. So I still have stuff to do. Right? And you can have many different topics. These are different topics and things like that. And then you can move them. You can take each one of these things and move it over to your calendar. And then it comes up on your calendar. So it'll fire over onto your calendar too, which is useful. So I use those to kind of keep things organized. But it's called Portamento. Portamento, I think is what it's called. Hang on. Portamento, yep. Portamento is an Italian word. But let's see if I can put it. right? So portamento time. And you can look that up on the internet. But what that really is it's called, also known as tomato timer. And tomato timer means you go get those little tomato timers that you can, like, you know, you and it goes ding, sort of little guys like that. The tomato timers, what you do is you start at the top of your list, you set your timer for 25 minutes, you sit it down, and then when you start to want to wander away, you say, hey, I only have, you know, whatever, 15 minutes left, 10 minutes left. So let's stay on task for just 5 more minutes. That's all you've got to do. And you can easily convince yourself to stay on target for the remainder of the timer. And when the timer goes off, you're supposed to then immediately take a 5-10 minute break. So you're not supposed to. That's the other thing, is keeps you on task for 25 minutes, or set it for 30, or if you're really having a hard time, set it for 10. So the tomato timer is a big thing that helps me a lot stay on task, because I'll sit there and say, look, all you've got to do is do 10 more minutes or 8 more minutes or whatever. Just stay on this for 8 more minutes and you're done, and then you don't have to do anymore. You know, it's easy to convince myself that. But it's called portamento time because that's the I guess it was originally invented in wherever, Italy. I don't know, man. I just work here. So anyway, those are some of the tactics that I use. I use the to-do a lot. So that's one that I definitely use a whole lot. It's very, very useful. Those are the tactics that I use most. Yeah, porta. So portamento. Portamento. I'm hoping that one is something that's usable. I can't see the ball, so I'm going to do something about the ball. I like your light table, Pepper.
Thank you. It was a thrift Amazon purchase. I like getting them. And it's LED, so like it's not heavy like my last one.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like really cool.
Oh, hey. I think we're being joined by a cat.
Yes. How's everyone?
Cat? Hi, Cat.
Hello. How are you?
Doing
Good.
well.
Good.
How are you doing?
Pretty good. Getting some last minute paid paneling done for tomorrow.
Right?
I was originally going to do 2 pages, but if I can squeak out a third one, I'll do the third one.
That's fair. I'm hoping to finish this tonight too, because I realized that tomorrow morning I promised my nibbling to take them to driving lessons at 9 a.m. So I'm not going to be able to make
Ooh.
the show. So that's a thing. So.
Right. Yeah, that's yeah. That's a little bit early for me personally, even though that's when I have to clock in. 9 a.m. is a little bit. You have to get up before 9 though. Ooh.
Oh, I'm already up by then because I've got a kiddo, and the kiddo's got to go.
I should. Oh yeah. I should be up before 9, but it usually ends up being like 8:50. Just being honest.
Right.
Where it's like, oh no, I have to get out of bed. There's no choice now.
Right. I get to ask you questions though.
You sure do. I figured since you were asking questions earlier, I figured I'd make sure I come in today.
Yeah, because I was having problems with what we were talking about.
Yeah, I figured if I could see it, it'd be easier for me to like pick out what the issue was.
Yeah, and just say, oh, well, it's obvious you're doing X, Y, or Z wrong, and that would be just so much easier than just to say, I don't know, that didn't work, Cat. Which wasn't helping a whole lot. Unfortunately, I'm in the middle of this page, so we'll have to wait till I'm done with the page. I made the realization during the last edit of this comic, because I am done with the comic, except for one thing. I forgot my gutter spacing. And so now I have to go
Patsy.
each individual page, and I have to gutter space because my gutters aren't spaced properly. I'm so sad.
Even when you use like the frame cutting tool, like it doesn't space them properly.
I'm going to sound stupid when I say frame cutting tool.
Let me show you a thing.
Well, first,
No.
I mean, yes, but.
This way you won't have to make a template. You set the settings for which.
First, figure out the template problem. So let me go ahead and show you what I was doing. So, Pepper, can I take the full screen real quick?
Go right ahead.
Thanks. Well, more than that. Okay, so what happened with this was I realized that I have this scaled wrong. This page is not the correct scale for print, and I messed it up. And all of my the safes are almost correct, but they weren't quite. So I went on ahead and made a new base, which looks like this. This base, which you can almost see because we just stuck us in the middle of it. This base has.
Oh, I see.
We probably should do this.
You have all your swatches at the bottom.
But you can at least see all the things at the bottom. All they do is, first of all, these are all my color codes, so that whenever I go and color in all of the uniforms and everything like that, they're all the right shade of gray. Because that's the way it is. And then I have my configure lines here, and then my binding. This is all the stuff that we want for putting in the original thing. And this is what I forgot: my frame gutters, because they've got to be 2 millimeters for vertical and 4 millimeters for horizontal. And then over here is like all my reminding myself what text font to use and what my brush is set for and all that stuff. And then we have our 3 page sizes. So manga gets trimmed here, the US comic pages get trimmed here, and the webtoons gets the full size of this. So what I do is I build the page to manga size, and then I just make extra artwork to fill out down here.
Oh, I see.
So that way, when I put it up for webtoons, I just have little connector pictures that go in the bottom there that connect all those together, but they still fit with the manga pages.
Okay.
Right.
Smart.
Well, the US pages are slightly larger. The ratio is slightly larger, and so I've got to make sure that I've got that placed correctly. So all I want to do is when we make, let's say the where is it? Project settings. In here, I have in the project settings. Wait, where's the one that has the? If I go to new, and then we say new project, I can actually load now because I've saved it. This Bellatrix Rising set. This has the set correctly for the way I want it right here. And it's got all the settings proper so that all I have to do is roll it out, right? And just call this issue 2. What I want to do is set the template to be that picture that I just showed you so that that's the first bottom page, right? It's only loading from over here in the materials editor. Okay, no problem. But then when I went over to the materials editor, I have a guy folder, right?
Okay.
So I go and grab the thing. I gotta find it. It's over here. This is such a long story. So here's that page, right? I get a red square or I get the you can't do this no matter where I put it. So I can't drag it in. And it's only
Can you drag it in directly from the document? So like if you grab the actual layer that all of that is on, can you drag it then into that?
Well, yeah, that works. Oh, okay. That works enough. That's good enough.
Well, bring it into a page.
Right off the bat.
Well, before you congratulate me, drag it into like a blank page and actually see what it looks like. Just to make sure it's all there.
Right. Make sure it didn't trim it or do something weird.
Yeah. Because I'm worried if it might trim it since the actual sizes of the pages exactly the same.
Yeah.
Okay, then it should be fine. So you should be able just to open up like a blank page in the current story file that you have and test it and see if it actually works.
You mean in the main Bellatrix Rising one? I'm trying.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I would just like really quickly open one of your story, like from your story file, just to make sure that it worked properly and that when you drag the template in, it'll work like it's supposed to.
Yep. In fact,
that is what it's supposed to do.
That's what it's supposed to look like. It's supposed to.
Okay.
It's slightly thinner. That's the whole point. We had made a mistake. That's what I was saying. I'd made a mistake. But if I do.
Yeah, now try it.
And then we do a new story. And I go in here and do Bellatrix Rising 02. I should be able to hit template. And go to created materials, additional materials.
Look for it. I think it's by name.
Look for it somewhere. Where would I find it? Says me. Great.
Well,
I see it in the additional stuff in the additionals, but
that's weird.
Can
you search for it by name? Like in the general, like looking through all materials, can you search for it?
Let's see. -8 base. Oh wait, not star.
God, that sucks. It would suck to have to drag it in every single time.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to avoid.
Right.
Because of course it's the bottom of each page, or I want it to be the bottom of each page. So
that's super weird because whenever I drag a material in, it's always accessible to me right away. I've never seen it like not be accessible, but I'm not familiar with like setting templates. That's really bizarre. I'm still figuring out how this part works. Because I was trying to do something similar. Let me see. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I don't know the answer here. But this will be something really helpful to learn.
Oh no!
Yeah, this is something even I don't know.
Crap! I didn't mean to stump the master.
The answer I do not know. I'm wondering if there's some sort of like auto action that you can make for this.
Oh, probably. I actually haven't gotten into the auto actions yet, and I want to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that might be a good like temporary solution. It's gonna be a really silly question, but I wonder if like restarting Clip Studio would help. But I don't know.
Well,
I don't think it would.
So what I did was I hit search for materials on assets. Then it brought up the assets. Okay, no problem. But then I have manage works or manage materials, and here it is.
I mean, look up material information and see if it'll tell you where it's located. Maybe it'll give you a specific location. Maybe it's like weird or something. What does it say?
Created with paint, so it's created here.
Can you try adding a tag to it? See if that can help you pop it up.
Can I what?
Add a tag at the bottom left. Can you add a tag maybe? That way, maybe if it has a tag, maybe it'll become searchable. Sometimes you gotta do weird roundabout ways to get things done.
Template. I bet it is templates.
Yeah. Maybe now you can search for it.
Maybe. Let's see if that works.
That's so weird that it's showing up everywhere else except here. Oh, bye, Patsy. Thank you for stopping by.
Patsy. Bye, Patsy.
Created material, download material.
What would happen if you downloaded your own material?
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out. Can I download my own stupid material? I don't want to sync.
Yeah, I don't think.
I feel like if I sync it,
All syncing does is it updates it and adds it to the cloud.
yeah, but I don't want to add it to Clip Studio's cloud.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I don't have a problem if people use it, but it does sort of feel somewhat proprietary.
Well, adding to the cloud doesn't mean anyone can use it. It's just like a temporary storage. You can use it for like partnerships. So like if you have partners that also work on your manga with you and they're connected to your cloud, only you have to do that through an email, then will have access to it. So that's all that is. It's like a temporary storage to go between devices. So for example, I have Clip Studio on my phone and my computer, and whatever I work on my computer, if it's uploaded to the cloud, I can work on it on my phone, and vice versa. It's actually really handy for sketching and for doing thumbnails because I can just do them on my phone, like during meetings and stuff, and then I can update the cloud, and then I can copy it I can open the file on my computer and then copy paste. It's actually really cool. Yeah, I'm sorry, guy. I don't have an answer for you at the moment.
That's all right.
But I can show you the frame cutter tool, and it will save you some time for having to manually measure out all of your gutters.
That's what I'm hoping for. So
I can help with that.
Well, we'll do that in a second.
Someone showed me this tool, and it like blew my mind. I was like, what?
Well, we'll see here.
Just gotta figure out, let's see.
Because I've been using these guys here, and I feel like those aren't helping me any. Okay, well, cancel. We'll come back to that later. Okay, we'll come back to all of this later. I don't need this materials window at all. All right. Okay. Sorry. I'll let you guys have some screen now. You and Mr. I'm actually not working in Clip Studio Paint over there.
Well, first of all, I'm just over here working.
That's what I mean. You're not work. You're the only one doing traditional work, which is lovely. I'm just saying that, you know, usually we're all like embroiled in the programming of Clip Studio Paint, which is, I'm sure, only really interesting to, say, Cat and me. I'm going to go on ahead and make just 8.5 by 11 pixels, inches, 8.5 by 11, just so that I'll have something, because I don't want to. I literally am at the last step with my comic. So, you know, I'm really trying very hard not to trash a page and then go, oh, great, I have to redo this entire page, you know, or whatever. So I just wanted it isolated. That's all. All right, what am I doing?
Oh, I messed it up. I messed up my settings.
I can't help you if you messed up.
There we go. Okay. I always hate when I actually hit this button all the time and I messed it up. So I'm gonna throw in a panel here really quick, and a friend showed me this, and it absolutely blew my mind because I have a little bit thicker gutters like Toriyama does, not as extreme. So what I've done is, after you make your frame, there's a cut frame border tool, and I believe these are pixels. I'd have to double check because it's been a while since I set these settings, so I'd have to double check. But what you can do basically is you set your settings to your vertical gutter settings and your horizontal gutter settings. So whichever thicknesses you want.
First thing first, you did just one open frame. So this rectangle frame.
Yeah.
Okay. Because my borders are always 20 pixels or 20 point or 20 something.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just doing this for demo purposes, just so you can see how easy this is. So here's my demo. So actually, let me get like a template or something. Here, I'll make the frames for this one again, so you can see how I did it. So let me delete all these really quick. So I'm gonna just show you how I did all these. Yep, here we go. Okay.
So I have made a frame. It is a frame, a single frame.
Okay. Yeah. So let me draw another frame here. So I've got this rough idea, from the sketch of what I want my paneling to be. Here's my new frame. I guess I could make it go all the way if I wanted, but so now I want to do the cutting, and let me lessen the opacity so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so here's my initial frame.
What tool are we grabbing?
The frame cutter. So create frame, and then to the right of it, you should see cut frame border. And then if you make sure the frame you want to cut is selected, and then you just click and drag. See how it automatically makes the thickness that I want? I just have to place it exactly where I want it, and it'll cut it.
I'm just having a problem finding the frame cutter. I don't know where that is. I've got frame border pen, polyline frame, and rectangle frame.
Should be frame border. So if you look and find frame border, it should be right above your text tool on your left-hand side. So frame border.
Okay. So it's in the rulers? No. Frame border. Yeah. Okay.
Frame border. Yeah. Click on. Yeah. You have to open frame border. So if you click on frame border, and then you should see the cut frame border in the subtool panel.
Okay. I'm with you. I'm okay. I'm good. Sorry.
No worries. It's okay. It's okay. We'll get through it.
Okay. So vertical gutter.
My
vertical gutter.
You can set them.
Are these in pixels or are they in point?
I'm pretty sure they're in pixels. I'm pretty sure it's pixels. So you'd have to do the conversion between pixels and millimeters. I'm pretty sure that's what they are. I'd have to double check. For me, this equals 90. I know 90, whatever setting this is, equals 8 millimeters. And then for horizontal, for me, it's 15.
Yeah, but you're running it
so I work a little bit bigger
than me. So do the quick math.
Yeah, I work at it.
It's all right. I got I wrote it all down last night.
You're good.
For my manga, I'm at 23 pixels a millimeter. Okay. So there we go. It runs a little different on the US side, but that's okay. I'm not that worried.
You're good.
So I'm
like I said, it's been like a year since I was taught how to do this, so I'm pretty sure it's pixels. Pretty sure.
So 23 times 4 is 92. So the horizontal gutter needs to be 92. vertical gutter. 46. In theory.
Right.
Of course, as you had brought up in that one meeting that we had that time, manga doesn't make their gutters uniform.
Yeah, they don't tend to make them like absolutely uniform. Ultimately, you can make them whatever you want to be, but there are like basic standards depending on how picky you want to be. But I mean, it kind of goes. It's up to the mangaka what they want to do.
Oh yeah, look at this. This is beautiful.
I know, and they're consistent.
And you know
It's
that shift makes it straight, right? You know
Yes.
that, right? So holding shift down makes them straight. Look at
Isn't that awesome?
Oh, that's so beautiful.
And then what's really cool, just as before, when you click on them with the object selection tool, you can still adjust them as you wish. And you can set it up so that the panels, will move together or move separately depending on what you want. That way the gutters will stay aligned.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. Actually, I was irritated by that in the last one. But yeah, because of course my comic, the biggest problem I've got with my comic right now is the gutters aren't in fact aligned. And so they went wonky and bizarre. And so
and then you have to remeasure it, and it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, what I did with that one was pretty straight up. I just took and
what I would do is I would go in and just like remeasure them to make sure they're accurate.
Well, that's what I've got here. So if you look at my screen here, I'll flip real quick. What I've done here, I'm just gonna don't say it. Okay, I've got this here where I just put a.
Oh wow!
This is one, and this is the other, and so now I just line this thing up like that, and then I line this guy up like that, and then I just make them, and you can see how wonked I am too.
Yeah.
I am way off.
And
all of my
I know the feeling.
So that's all right. Then I can just use the normal tool and just pull them in. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, that's kind of how I see these. It's like a rough estimate, and then I'll fix it later.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be 100% perfect, but boy, it is amazing how my comic goes from it's okay to really sharp the moment that I do this.
Oh yeah, it's worth the effort. That's why, like, when someone shared with me that, I was like, oh my gosh, this makes my life so much easier.
Right? The cutting tool is a thing. That is serious. I'm all about that cutting tool. Thank you so much, Kat.
Yes.
As usual, you're my best friend.
I'm glad I could help.
Yeah, and then I line those up, and then that just makes it so much easier to deal with. And I think this guy actually can be pulled up because I think these are outside. Oh, also, is there any better way to make the bubbles outside of the frame than to just put it on top of everything?
No, unfortunately. The only other thing you could do would be to select the bubble, and then click on the mask, and then fill in the area of the mask. Yes, you'd have to edit the mask for the panel.
And
that'd be the only option I could think of.
Yeah, that's too much of a pain. I'm actually totally fine with it, just the way it is.
Yeah, because then you'd have to edit it for all the panels that are technically above it too. So you have to edit all the masks, and so it's just easier just to put it on top.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I have the same problem every time I have a bubble that goes outside, and I'm like, wait, where is that bubble? Well, that's why I like the select tool. I can just say select object or select layer, and then I can easily find everything.
Yeah, I totally have it select layer. That's an amazing thing. Okay, well, I'm going to let you get back to your comic so that we can all get our work done. Thank you for
Hey,
helping
it's,
out on those.
You're welcome. That's what I like helping people. It's what I like to do. So they literally pay me for it. So it's just what I do.
That's one of the reasons why I don't feel so guilty picking your brain all the time. I know you get paid for it.
Everyone does. Everyone picks my brain all the time. Like trying to just embrace it at this point.
Well, so it's one of those things. You are so generous with your time. It really is very. It's like I really don't want to make you like lose work. You know what I mean? Like it. It
is dangerous.
It's very lovely that you're generous with your time.
Yeah, there are times where I'll completely shut down and like I'll like shut my phone off. Like I have to go to the extreme of shutting my phone off because if I don't, I will feel so bad at ignoring people that I'll do it anyway.
Yeah.
And then I get nothing done.
Well, I have been assigned a task now. So we were at drawing club tonight with the RTG folks, and Shinji, I don't know if you remember Shinji, but he gave me this. Look at that.
Whoa.
Right?
Oh my goodness.
So
where did he get that?
I don't know. He procures these things from weird places.
I was gonna say, what the frick? That seems like something that would not necessarily be that easy to get a hold of.
It isn't anymore. It was released 4 years ago or 5 years ago, and they were all sold out, and they were also like really expensive. And so, like, he was like, "Yeah, he's got like sources." So I mean, it's totally he has sources, and he
has
found
people.
that I did not pay retail for it, so don't freak out because retail is like $150. And I'm like, dude, and he's like, no, I didn't pay retail for it. I don't even think I paid half retail for it. And I was like, but still. He's like, but it needs to go to someone who will care. And I'm like, yes.
You know? Oh, trust me, there is no problem with caring about such things in this house.
Right? I'm like, such a Trekkie, of course I'll do this. So he's like, the only thing I ask is that you take a break from Bellatrix Rising and build it, and don't go back to your comic for a little while.
Oh man, I'll do that. Do you want to know what the artist version of that is? When I have friends that are getting really burnt out, or they're like really stressed, or they like have to take emergency commissions, I will commission them to draw their own characters.
Oh,
so that they can just have something fun to do. I'm like, they're like, are you sure you don't want like one of your characters? And I'm like, guys, it's fine. Like, just have fun, go ham, do whatever you want to do, because like you need a break, you're burnt out, you're having to do these emergency commissions. Like, I don't want you to have to stress about drawing my character, so just do whatever you want to do.
Right. I got a question for you about the comics place you use.
Global Comics.
Yeah, Global Comics, that's it.
Yes.
I have a question about Global Comics. I got multiple questions. One, is there a size requirement for Global Comics?
Technically, yes, but no one will ever reach it.
Well,
no one will ever reach it.
For example, Webtoons requires 12 something by 800 for their.
So, as far as like individual pages, no, there is no individual size requirement. There are people who can upload like their Webtoons episodes as a single image, and it'll still load just fine. So we don't have like a requirement in the sense of like pixel width and height. What we do recommend is no matter what, make them the same, make them even, obviously. And things will load faster if you make the pages separate or in smaller chunks. So that's really all we recommend, is that whatever dimension you make them consistent with, no matter what. So the height can change, obviously, because like the length of a page may vary depending on how you slice your Webtoon style comics. Since you have regular page comics, that's not really an issue.
Okay.
But for like width, just make sure the width is the same. And if you're doing traditional page format, make sure the heights are also the same. That way, when they're in a spread format, because double page reading is an option on Global Comics, you want to be sure that they'll look good next to each other and there won't be this weird unevenness between them.
That should be pretty easy.
Yeah, I upload mine at about 1500 by 2100, and I have no problems.
That's cool. Thank you. Because I was gonna go to webcomics and global comics, or webtoons.
Okay, but
global
yeah,
comics.
I know what you meant.
Yeah. I'm doing menial tasks, and menial tasks are hard for me as an ADDer. Repetitive menial tasks are really complicated. So,
but yeah, no, we don't have any like specific requirements like Webtoons or Tapas has. And as far as like individual file size, we can take pretty large files. And we do that because we're getting ready to launch here really soon the PDF download option, so people can start selling PDFs.
Nice.
And we wanted to be sure that people could upload like nice resolution versions, because whatever is uploaded in the release is what's going to be downloaded for the PDF. We're thinking about making like a separate upload just for PDF sales, but we're not sure how long that would take to incorporate, with coding and stuff, especially since our dev person just broke his hand.
Oh no. That's horrible.
Yeah. Unfortunately, he broke the 5th metacarpal, so yeah, that's going to be fun.
That's it. Yeah, he's out for a bit.
Yeah, he's out. So it's not like he can like do something. It's like nope, pinky finger broken. It's all broken. If that 5th one breaks, you're done. So he's done for a while. But we're still getting it done. Like we have our other developer helping finalize everything. But like the one that broke his hand is our main guy, so it's like really, bro. But anyway, so yeah, we're gonna do the PDF downloader really soon. So that's something I'm looking forward to, because I would love to sell PDFs of like my individual chapters, and then once the whole volume is done, then merge them to sell like larger like volume PDFs.
I agree.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to that launch. That'll be here really soon. I don't have like a specific date or anything, but it'll be here really soon. Like really soon.
Also, questions: are there restrictions on violence, nudity, words, language?
Yes, but it's not that bad, honestly. The way for violence, the way that we describe it is gratuitous. We don't want gratuitous violence, gratuitous like stuff that's gratuitous. So you don't want to have just that, because as far as like nudity and pornography, we don't allow we allow tasteful nudity, but we don't allow like pornographic nudity. I think TV nudity.
TV nudity.
So like that's how he describes it, is like nudity without sexual connotation.
Because like
okay.
Yeah, in my comic, this is one of the things that we've been kind of talking about for a long time, which is that it's one of the pivot points I'm trying to make, which is that in the future, we aren't hung up on bodies and stuff like that anymore. So one of the places that people talk and get work done is in the showers. They'll all hit the showers and, okay, well, did we fix the thing on the port nacelle? Yeah, we fixed that, but, well, taking a shower. And the entire thing is designed to be that's just what people do, because the idea was that in my story, only a handful of people got rescued from Earth. And they were all packed into these domes. And so, and then now there's like 12 different alien races around them, which don't care whether you're wearing weird cloth on you or not. They don't quite understand the difference between the two. Doesn't really matter.
No.
So after a while, people just kind of got over it. And so now, everybody just hits the showers. All the aliens will hit the showers. The men and the women will hit the showers. And so it becomes another scene. But the whole point is that it's not sexual. In fact, it's specifically not sexual.
Yeah, that should be fine. I don't think we have other comics that have similar scenes where they're just nude. There's no sexuality involved. So that should be fine.
Yep. In fact, it's intentionally that way, because that's a big gripe of mine, is that nudity should not be a sexual thing.
Yeah, then that should be all right. If you want to, I can always just double check with Chris artists.
I
as
have a
well.
couple of pages that I use to show sort of exactly what we're talking about, because
Yeah, that'd be great.
Chang is woken up from sleep from another
Mhm.
by a holographic character, and they're just having a discussion, and Chang's sitting in her bed. She's not wearing any
Mhm.
clothes. She's just sitting in her bed drinking coffee. And it's exactly the scene type that we're talking about here. And
Oh, yeah, that would definitely be fine.
yeah, I figured that would be. There's
Mhm.
nothing
And then
at all. And
yeah,
I
so then if
promise,
there's something to good.
I was going to say, I promise that the 14-year-old never loses her clothing at all, or at least not on screen. She's from this century, and that's the whole point. Is that she came from, tomorrow or whatever,
Mhm.
yeah, tomorrow, sometime in the end of 2022 or something. It's not clear,
Mhm.
but she's thrust 500 years in the future, so she's the one that's sort of the point of view character going, what, you guys all shower together? That's kind of creepy, so she can
Mhm.
bring that up. And
Mhm.
for her, she's still nervous and uncomfortable. She's a teenage girl from today, so Chang
Mhm.
has a personal bathtub and lets her just have a bath up there, so she never has to do the shower scenes with everybody else.
Oh, I see.
So I make sure
That's
that
good.
never occurs. So it works.
Yeah, if you just want to have a confirmation from Chris, I can definitely get that for you, but I don't think it'll be an issue.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Page
Yeah,
20.
and it's the same with violence. Like, if it's like gratuitous violence, then the rule, basically the way that Chris put it to me when I asked him for clarification is, does it move the plot along? Yes or no. If it does, fine. If it doesn't, then it's just gratuitous, not necessary, and doing it for shock value, then it's not okay.
Yeah, for Bellatrix Rising is effectively a Star Trek clone, so the violence can't be any worse than Star Trek.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I've got a pretty bad scene in mind where someone gets an arrow through the eyeball, and I had to ask. That's why I asked him. Is I'm like, hey Chris, I need clarification on this because I don't want to be breaking TOS. And he goes, does it move the story along? Well, yeah, it helps explain like how this character's bow and arrow works. Then it's fine. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that it's like a lot of things. They just most people just, there are some people who really think that it's cool to mutilate characters or whatever. And
I never understood that. It's like, yeah, we're pretty busy this weekend with Emerald City.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Lots of stuff going on, so.
Well, that's always cool. Glad to see you guys are busy and happy.
Oh yeah, lots of stuff happening, and lots of coming announcements, and so we're pretty busy all the time.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love all the techno babble. This is my kind of comic. Weird, I know, but it's true.
No, hey, whatever is your thing. My story is like supernatural and magic, and for some people that's their thing, and if it's not, it's okay. I ain't offended. My comic's not necessarily for everybody.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's actually one of the things I absolutely adore about doing QuaCk with you guys, because what Pepper's doing is completely different. What Can is doing is completely, you know what I mean? Like, we're all doing fascinating, interesting, different things,
Yeah, that's also just what I like about being in community in general, as far as like a job role, is I just get to see, like, I had no idea that there was so I knew, well, I can't say I didn't know. I knew that there was a lot of possibility, but I didn't really know that there was that much possibility.
Right.
And so like getting to actually see it through like a staff, like a different point of view has been really, really awesome. because one of the things I do is I keep track of the catalog, like how many comics we have, like how many genres are how many are in each genre, that sort of thing. So I kind of track the website catalog on my own, and so it's really neat to see like what genres are taking off, which ones seem to be lagging behind, which ones are doing really, really well, what seems to be more prevalent, number of publishers versus number of indie creators. It's really interesting just to see it like evolve in real time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
I hope that I will be amongst your catalog soon.
Yeah, we're getting some really, really big changes coming in the next couple of weeks. They're all really good changes, and we're hoping that
one of them
by the
is
end of the
we're
year,
not allowing Guy to be here anymore. Dang it.
Bargar. You'll be happy to know that sci-fi is I believe our biggest genre, or it's our second biggest.
Nice.
That's both good and bad.
I was gonna say I'm gonna be in competition.
Mm-hmm. But what I will say is that as far as sci-fi manga, there's not a lot.
Yeah, I was noticing it. I mean, just going to Second and Charles and trying to just find a manga that I wanted to read. They're really, I mean, like, manga isn't a sci-fi. There's not a lot of sci-fi in the manga genre. It's weird.
Yeah, it's a very. I would have thought since sci-fi is such a popular genre, there would have been more. But I was like, wait, why is there not that many? That's so bizarre. I mean, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. It means that if there can be someone that like, if you think about it, a lot of the sci-fi manga are really big. Like the ones that we do know of.
Yeah, I mean Gundam's massive.
Look at
Akira, Gundam,
yeah,
those kind of things. But Akira is sort of, I would almost call it supernatural in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like
it's that perfectly beautiful, like fantasy sci-fi mix that is so hard to pull off.
Right, exactly, and I feel like that too. I mean, I feel like that's
cool. Mm-hmm. And what's really depressing is a lot of the sci-fi subreddits are super, super hyper picky about that. If they see like a sci-fi that's fantasy and sci-fi, they will like either downvote you to oblivion or remove your posts. Like anything mixing sci-fi with fantasy and posting some of the sci-fi subreddits is definitely hit or miss. Either they're gonna love your work, or they're, or like if it's a mixed genre like that, or they're gonna just downvote you into oblivion, which is so depressing. I've noticed that watching some people post there, and they're like, "Man, I posted my stuff there, and it was deleted." And like every time that happens, it's like a sci-fi fantasy mix, and it's so depressing. I'm like, "Wow, you guys are a bunch of buttholes."
Yeah, I'm not that worried about that. Like I said, mine's a Star Trek clone, so
I think you'll be fine.
It's straight up. Although I was working on mecha designs earlier today, so I don't know. When I start getting into mecha, I think people are going to be like, wait a minute. Not much of a Star Trek clone once I get into mecha.
I think that's cool, though. It's like your own spin on it. So I feel like that's really awesome.
Oh, I appreciate
honestly.
that. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know, man. We're going to get to that point.
Don't rehash the same thing. Make it new.
Yeah. So... Well, this became my Final Fantasy. I don't know if you ever heard the story about Final Fantasy. That the guy was like, he had one last thing to do before they were going to Zorch his... I'm going to take a George break here, apparently. It says George. He's a George break time. It's a George break time. He's all right, because George likes to be loved. Don't you, George? Anyway, yeah, but it was the guy who created Final Fantasy. They were ready to close up shop, and they had like only one last chance or something. So he's like, since it's my last chance, I'm going to throw everything in it. So I like this, and I like this, and I like this, and so the first Final Fantasy was like this bizarre conglomerate of everything. Like it was. It was like hard to pin down its genre. It was so weird. But yeah, so that was kind of cool. And then,
but it had a Sid.
Do what?
It had a Sid.
Right. So, anyway, this is like my Final Fantasy in that instance. I've mixed everything in here. I like mecha, I like spaceships, you know what I mean? So I've got like the whole yards. I actually just realized I should probably put cats in here too, because I like cats.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't want to say that's how I feel about my comic because it's like literally only my second one. But I feel like that sometimes. I'm like, well, if this doesn't work out, I'll just give up. But I've got more stories and I'd like to do more lore and anthology based things too. And I don't know, I feel like I've sunk so much. Wow, English cat. I've sunk so much time into this that it's like, what am I going to do if it doesn't work? 12 years of my life I've spent on this.
Well, my feeling on this one is I'm going to release this story, and if people like it, cool. If they don't, I really don't care. At this
You're
point,
better man than me.
because I just had my 50th birthday, and I'm starting to do what do I have? What's going to be who's going to remember me? What are they going to remember me by? And so I'm like, this is my remember me by. So
you're getting sentimental on me, guy.
Yeah. If nobody likes it, that's totally fine in my book. Because then you will still have it. Pepper will still have it. You know what I mean? Like the people who are important to me will still have copies of it. And it can just be my bizarre little my great American novel, and it can just live.
It can just live.
And I'm okay with that, So
yeah, I'm trying to just enjoy the process, but I don't know why the pressure feels so much higher. I don't know why I'm putting that pressure on me. I'm not sure why I do that to myself. It is what it is.
Right. I agree.
I want to break that glass ceiling that everyone says I can't break. So maybe that's what it is. Oops. Dun, 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 dun. And it was weird. Like, did you? Okay, this is just sort of like I'm not as experienced in making comics thing, or I've not done it. I've not committed to a longer series. When I did my first series Onami for that Tezuka contest, and then when I did this one, I hit a wall around like between 15 and 20 pages, and I like get tired. Like I almost get like burnt out of making pages. Like is that a thing where you just eventually hit a wall and then you have to like figure out how to stay committed? Like is that a thing?
That's a good question. I mean, for me, I don't know. I've been fighting ADD for so long in my life that I can't tell whether I'm dedicated to a project, hyper focusing because of ADD, or just have finally gotten to the point where I can convince myself to just stick to it. But no, I mean, I actually have changed the way I do comic pages because I will burn out at page 16 or 17. So I do them hodgepodgey, like, I don't know if you've watched this from the beginning, but in the very beginning, like all of page 1 was complete. Page 5 had 2 of 5 panels done, and then there was page 7, 8, and 9 were done, and then there was nothing until page 21. You know what I mean? It was like that kind of thing. So it just populates in sort of this hodgepodge random way until finally one day I wake up and realize there's nothing red, which is my indicator of what's incomplete. There's no red pieces left. The
Mm.
comic's done.
Mhm.
And I think that works for me, but like I said, I'm here, and so I have these horrible habits that are just ugh.
Yeah, I want to do that, but like I have to have like pages uploaded either every week or every other week. Like I may skip a week here or there, just depending on how busy I was with work. I'll be like, oh, I just didn't have the time to do it this week. But because when I moved, because I just moved to my new apartment, I took 2 weeks off, so now my buffer's gone. Which is why I had the buffers because I knew it was coming.
Right.
But
Good
now
move.
that I don't have my buffer anymore, like I have to get pages done. It's like now I have to remake the buffer basically. So I'm working a little bit more than normal. Like I'm trying to do like my normal set and then maybe like 1 or 2 panels extra. That way eventually I'll build a buffer. And I'll like if I can commit to like a whole page extra, I will.
Right.
I'm trying to do 3 pages this week only because like the 3rd page is the last part of the first part of chapter 1. So if I can get that last page done, I'll have it fit into like a really nice package and I can cleanly start the next section.
Yeah.
And then I'll only have to do 1 page next week, or I'll only have to post 1 page next week. And then I can like do 2 extra and then have an extra week's buffer again. So that's what I'm trying to do, but I feel bad about posting 1 page next week. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll just do 2 and 2 instead of like 3 and 1. We'll see.
It's the reason why I'm kind of pondering how I'm releasing comics.
Mm-hmm.
For
I just
me,
do 2 pages, the spreads.
Yeah, I'm doing them. I'm feeling like I need to do these as as either in the manga unit of 16s or the manga unit of 32s. So either all the way up to each splash page, effectively.
Right.
Because I'm afraid if I do them by page, that's where I usually get my butt kicked. And I have a problem. I don't know if you do or not. My problem is once I fail, I give up.
You spiral for a little while.
Yeah, so like that's what happened with Tamerlane. I made it 300 and something pages in and then started an episode, and I didn't have an ending for it. I couldn't think of a way out that wasn't cliche. And so I got to the point where I knew I had to make a decision on what I was going to do with the story. And instead of doing something, I just petered out and stopped. And then it rolled, and then 1 week passed, then 2 weeks passed, then 3, then 4. And you know what I mean? And then it was just easy at that point to let it just die. And I was going to restart it, and that was when my dad interceded and said, why don't you just make your own comic and stop making Star Trek comics?
Yeah.
Which was wise of him. Good thinking on his part.
It's tough to just
I don't
make
know
stuff for yourself sometimes.
Yeah. I don't know if Pepper does that. Pepper seems to be more organized than me, I feel like.
Not by much. Not by much at all.
Yeah, but you seem to get more stuff done. I don't know.
When I'm actually trying to get stuff done, I just try to get a bunch of it done, like a lot of it at once. But now me and Bill are rethinking about reformatting and redoing the entirety of our comic.
Right.
Make it go on digital formats because the main area, our main community just got shut down because its store closed. So like the person that was selling our comics for a very long time closed up shop. So we now, it's either we found a new shop, base our comics out of, or we regroup and replan. And that's what, if anyone's looking at my screen, that's what these things are right here. It's like he wants to completely redraw everything.
Right.
So like I haven't done this image yet in watercolor, but this is like the previous test image that I did here, and he wants it all done in watercolor. Like I really like on how this one turned out. Like you guys can see it.
I'm gonna make you the big guy real quick.
My other camera and actually show it to you.
I was about to say I'm gonna make you the big guy. So
yeah, hold on a second.
Wow, you got really loud.
Yeah, sorry.
That's right. I just turned you up because you were far away from your mic, but now I turned you down. Here.
So this right here is
cute.
Yeah, so like this is the ant demon from Ant Gal, the first one, but like for this test one, like I put like a baby deer in the background and stuff like that, like things that he wanted to be put into the scene, and like doing the test ones, like I can actually see it. But this is actually the panel size that would be on the page. Like the full page that I would have to draw. So, like I have watercolor pieces of paper of watercolor now that I have to cut out in like individual panels. All that jazz.
So I talked to Kari at Black and Red, which is a very popular bookstore here. And she's willing to put our comics out. In fact, kind of happy about the idea of putting our comics out as a collective. And, you know, with the local comic artists sort of thing. So, I don't know if you're interested in doing so. It would be down here in Arvada, so there's that. But if you are interested... Huh?
I'm far away again.
Oh, I noticed that because you're too far away. Let me turn up the volume.
Yeah. I don't mind it like so much because like I don't mind coming down every so often.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know if she'd be up for signings and things like that. She might. I mean, they're into all kinds of community operating things. They really like that, and I'm going to go there tomorrow and talk to God, I just lost his name. It's not like I don't know these people, but I was just talking to one of the other guys who works there because I know a lot of people at this particular store, and I'm going to talk to him, and I'll say, hey, you know, we're coming up on the end of my first comic being ready, and I've got a couple of other buddies who have comics. You know, what if you were to do a little local comic widget where we all come out and sign our comics and stuff and sell them and see what people think? Because I'm going to roll probably 100 copies of this issue, I think. Maybe not 100. We'll have to see. I think it's pretty expensive. But I'm going to roll a lot. Because we've got a budgeted...
I know Raph, like, he prints like 1,000 at a time.
I know he does. I don't know where he has the money to print 1,000 at a time.
But at the same time, like, with printing, I know this sounds weird. The more you print, the more money you save.
I know. It doesn't sound weird. It's I think I can allot $200 to printing. Or maybe $300, maybe.
Okay.
And that's the problem. It's not the I should print 1,000. It's the I can't, even if it's $1.50 a copy, 1,000 of them is $1,500. and I don't have $1,500 lying around. That's the biggest problem.
Mood. That's a mood.
Yeah, because I totally would love to print out that many. That'd be awesome, and it'd be great. It'd be wonderful, and I can't.
Yeah.
I think Maya would basically not really appreciate it.
Yeah, she'd be pretty pissed about that. It would not make her happy. Needless to say.
I actually, earlier when I was talking about the Kickstarter thing, that's actually an idea I got from someone else. Because apparently, like, nowadays, one of the ways that people get, like, one of the ways they get noticed is through stuff like that. I guess. I'm following someone else's advice, and he hasn't steered me wrong yet, so this is the big advice that I'm taking. So,
Sweet.
So yeah, like, but the campaign for it is going to be hysterical. I just want to forewarn everyone right now. There's going to be kids involved that are going to be saying inappropriate comments. It's just going to be wild. Like, obviously, I'm going to have like people, like I'm going to have friends' kids actually saying stuff. So, it's like it's not like I won't get permission from the parents to say it. It's like said innocently, not like dirty, I feel. So I don't know if Kat was here or watching when that subject came up. So.
Probably not. I've been super swamped with my move the last couple weeks.
He's talking
and not
about
even-
earlier in the show tonight
Oh.
when we had the cat sharks.
Oh no, I didn't see that part.
Basically, the dog part of the one dog in the campaign, we call it a shog. So, take the word kitty, kitten, and cat and replace it with sh instead of the letter that says that gives you the QuaCk sound. So,
It's funny.
I'm trying to keep guys' show kid friendly.
I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
I
It's
know
not
what
my
you mean.
show. It's our show, guys. It's our show. All of us.
Right.
But I appreciate it anyway. I mean, yeah.
Hi, Miso. Yeah.
George was here. Seems fair. Only seems fair.
I like how your guys' cats seem to come out when I'm talking about the
And George was just doing his George rounds, I think. But yeah,
Miso's
he still
hungry.
figured. He
Apparently.
still thinks there's probably cats involved. So
Mm-hmm. Well, I have to take Miso to the vet on Saturday.
for good or bad.
Not good. I think she might have an abscess in her mouth. So I want to take her in tomorrow, but they're completely booked. And so the earliest I could get her in is Saturday. So like Saturday morning, first thing in the morning was the first opportunity I could get her in. I don't want to have to go to the emergency vet.
Right.
So I'm going to see if she can wait. And if she has to go in tomorrow, like I'll take her in. But she doesn't have a fever. Her breath doesn't smell. And it's not very large. So I'm like, can you hold it, Miso, for 48 hours?
Right.
Because I literally just put my down payment. I literally just moved into my apartment over the weekend. So I literally just paid all my deposits and first month's rent and utilities. Like, I literally just made all those payments.
And you're out of money.
It's a little tight right now. And I'm like, if you can hold on me, so like an exam doesn't cost that much money. And they'll lance it right there because she has periodontal disease and she only has 3 teeth left.
Oh no.
Okay.
So they're like, yep, if she needs any issues, just bring her in. We'll just take care of it right there. Don't worry about it. And it's hard when your cat doesn't have that many teeth left. And I'm like, oh my god, guys, thank you. So right now we're.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, I'm done.
No, I was gonna ask, do you have to like mush up your cat's food like I did?
Yeah. Well, I have a special food that I get for her. It's a softer refrigerated food. And
Okay.
she seems to really, really like it, and she eats it really well. It's in like small bits, and it's like a soft refrigerated food. And there's like a gravy mixture that I'll put on it to just help her want to eat it, and so it's like really nutritious. It's easy for her to eat. She can just swallow it without chewing. And she still wants dry food. Like there are times where she refuses her special food until I give her some dry food.
Yeah, Guy, you can take me off center. I'm at a test now.
I fell asleep and I've been working. I didn't fall asleep. I've just been over here working.
Yeah. Yeah. No. We had our cat Nacho, and he just basically like he didn't have any teeth like falling out. Like he had one fang fall out because he had like the 2 fangs right here, and then one fell out, and so he had the one left. But we had to start giving him wet food because he wasn't drinking enough water, and that was the only way for us to get like more moisture into him.
Poor thing.
And then eventually he basically started snubbing the dry food, but then he would want it.
Yeah, Miso's weird like that too.
And it's like, all right, well, make up your mind, please.
Yeah, Miso still loves wet food. She devours it, so that's really good. She loves her water. In fact, I usually have to fill up her water at least once in the morning, and then once at like around like lunch midday, I just go ahead and refill it. She goes through so much water, which is a good thing. She needs it.
Our Nacho just basically was a weird cat. Like he was just a weird cat. Hey, buddy. Okay, baby, get up. It's really hard to tell. Yeah, Bill like invested like a bunch of money in like a water thing for him and everything.
Yeah, I want to get more water fountain for her. That way, it's like super fresh water all the time.
Well, and then you also have to be careful because some of them apparently incite cats' wraths.
Really?
So I got one of those water things too for another cat of mine back in the day, and that cat basically made its mission to like destroy it every single time it was turned on. I was like, what the hell's wrong with you? It's your water thing. And I guess it's either the vet said it's either the sound that's like causing it, or it just like they literally, because it was a street cat, they were like, or they just literally enjoy getting their sustenance out of the toilet.
Oh, that's strange.
I'm talking about the same cat that potty trained itself to use the toilet.
Oh, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. His name was Salem.
Mm-hmm.
He was a tuxedo cat.
Aww.
And, I mean, he was a great cat, don't get me wrong. Like, he legitimately taught himself how to pee and poop in the toilet. I did not do this. He did it himself.
Wow.
It was like he was an awesome cat. guys over here going like, cats can train themselves to use toilets?
They sure can with the right like equipment and stuff.
Oh yeah. That doesn't even surprise me at all. Training himself, that surprises me, but training a cat to use the potty doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah. So I'm just hoping like what I was working on works for my sister's upcoming baby shower.
See, I'm not smart like you, guy, where I just remember what all the tones I use for my characters are. I just remember what they are. I'm not as smart as you, where I make an actual system to help me stay accurate.
Oh yeah, no, I've got so many people are in different tones and everything, and
yeah,
like it's and that's another one of those things is that I've got ADD, but then also I'm OCD in a lot of ways, which is so conflicting because the ADD means that I'm completely careless, and then the OCD makes it so that I notice that I screwed it up, and that's extraordinarily frustrating. So it's easier to like this has been making me a little cranky that I screwed all this up, right? Because I knew I was supposed to track the width of all of these, and I knew that was a thing that needed to happen, and I'm annoyed that I didn't do it. So anyway, it's so with great ideas comes great responsibility, I guess.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think of these for like baby shower invites?
They're bats. I think you're bad, man.
Yeah. This one's for like a sign, like for a thing, like please bring a book type deal.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm still not sure if I'm gonna use this guy or not for like the signage on the card. But then I have all of these too.
Oh my gosh, I love the little pumpkins. Like the two that are together, that's probably my favorite one.
Mm-hmm.
I actually thought about using the characters in these for pins as well. But then I was like, no, I'm gonna use this. Huh?
I think that'd be a great idea.
Yeah, I just have to do them a little bit better than I have them here for the pins, like cleaner vector type deal.
So you just spent your time carefully doing those, and now you're gonna redraw them in vector?
Yeah. It's happened to me before. I've straight up had assignments from people that they're like, we want this way, please. And I'm like, okay. I just spent like 4 hours doing it this way for you, because that's what you told me. But I'll do it the other way for you. No problem. No problem at all.
It's one of those ones where then after you say that, you like secretly go somewhere else and just like scream into a pillow.
That's pretty much what it is, yeah. I mean, it's like I've gotten an assignment from a company before, and they made me revise it about 40 times before they're like, we got it. That's what we want. And then I go, this is the very first thing I did.
I've had that enough that I actually had to impose a 2 times rule for some people. So I'll do two revisions for free. Every revision after that's $50. because
Yeah,
what people
I
will
had to
do
do that as
is
I had to
they
start
will
doing that
say,
as well.
"Hey, will you fix this one word?" You fix the one word, and they go, "Oh, and this other word, could you fix that word?" And then you take it
Oh
back.
god, I hate those people.
So
oh my gosh.
I'm like, make a list, guys. Make a list of all the things that
Yeah,
need to be changed, and I'll fix them all. And then they're like,
Mhm.
"Oh,
Yeah.
okay." And then they'll give me a list of 3 things. I'll fix them, and then they'll give me a list of 4 things. And so at some point, I'm like, "That's it. I've got a limit, and then you guys are going to incur." Because every time I've got to stop what I'm doing with my other jobs and come back and repair this for you. And it's costing me time. So if you don't do it right, I have a question for you, Pat.
Yeah.
If you can see my screen over here,
Mhm.
I have these bubbles, and they're not linked. Now I'm going to ultimately just go in here and erase these black connectors here at some point down the road. But is there some way to link all these bubbles together? Because he's just talking and talking
For
and talking.
vectors, right?
Yeah.
For like smart, you should be able to select all of the individual bubbles, and then merge the layers together, and then they all should link. You'll still be able to edit them individually because they're smart. Because they're smart objects. So you have to like just shift click. You should be able to shift click.
No, shift click's not doing it. Let me
Can
do
you
it.
shift? Yeah,
So I'll
try
do
in the layer panel.
Shift. No, that's not doing it either.
Really? Did you manually draw those bubbles?
No. So if you draw a bubble using the bubble tool around text, it automatically puts the text in the bubbles.
Yeah.
See it over here? No, because it's underneath my portrait.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
Let's see if
Yeah, let me see your layer panel. Because that's what I did with these two. Is I just merged the 2 layers for the individual bubbles, and they merged together.
I'm gonna make me big. Sorry, Pat, but I'm making me big. There we go. So let's move the panel over so you can kind of see. It's still hard, but at least you can kind of get an idea. But all of the layers are in. All of the text is inside a bubble.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, this guy is different than this guy, different than this guy, different than this guy.
Okay. You can't click the bottom one and then shift click the top one, and it'll select all of those layers. Put them all in a folder.
I can do it.
Yeah, so put them all in a folder. And then you should be able to do that first. So put all the text, in a folder. And then you should be able to, if you click the hamburger menu for your layer options, you should be able to do what's called, select the folder first. Select the folder first.
Hang on.
Alright, so now you should be able to click that and do merge selected layers. And it should merge them together.
Well, it did, but now there's no way to edit the text.
Oh, wow. That's weird. Okay, yeah, definitely undo that.
Yeah, because
that's weird.
We have to undo that because I haven't actually gone through my last edit.
Yeah, anyway. It's weird because with mine, what it did, you can see how I can still individually select the bubbles and edit them individually. Mm-hmm. That's what I thought it would do. That's weird. I've never seen.
What's your line on your bubbles?
What's what?
What's your line width on your bubbles? Your text or your text bubbles?
5.
5?
Yeah.
Because I'm at 20, and I feel like they're too thick.
Let me show you what 20 looks like if I change it to 20.
Yeah.
So that's 20 versus 5.
Yeah. See, that looks closer to what mine are, and they look too thick. Yours look more dainty.
Yeah, I just use 5. Yeah, that's what I thought it would do, because if I take 2 bubbles and then I just merge them, then they merge like this. That's so weird. I don't know why you're just doing that, guy. How do you keep having all these problems that I don't?
How do I break everything? I always break stuff. Yes, you're still a cat.
I wish I could be helpful.
You know, you're still a cat, right? You know that, George. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I feel like that looks better.
Yeah. That looks nice.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guy. I don't know how to fix that.
All right, I'm finding all the things.
Yeah, I'm taking notes here, stuff that I can see if I can figure out. Because if you have a smart bubble, then you should be able to just like merge the layers and. Wait.
Yeah, see, that looks nicer. I feel like that looks nicer. Here, let me.
Now, do you have to change all of them?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to change all of them throughout the entire comic, but at least it
looks.
Well, this is the first comic, so this is where we learn all of our things.
Yeah, learn all the things.
You learn all the things, but I have felt like some things didn't feel clean, not right, not good enough. And I feel like that's one of them.
I always feel that way. Like even if people are like, "Oh no, your work is good," I'm like, "What, Miso? What?"
Maybe 7. I think 7's what I need.
Yeah, I have some that vary. Like when my bad guy character speaks, his are thicker, his are like an 8, and he has a completely different brush around his border. Right, Miso?
You're running a brush? That's interesting. I just made the little object.
Yeah, when I click
line or whatever.
Yeah, like I can change what the border is.
Oh yeah, I can do that too. Spray.
Yeah, because they're vector lines, you can just customize whatever the brush stroke is for the vector line.
Let's not do that. Although funny, let's not do that.
Yeah.
I'm like, yay, look at me doing that. And being stupid.
So he wants some treats?
I can make it music. Look, it's musical. How very musical of us.
Noise.
Anyway, we'll make it pen. Yeah, I think 7's where I'm going on this. 7 sounds like a good thing. I think I will do that from now on.
Miso is demanding treats.
It's not horrible. I mean, it's more busy work, but it's not bad. But this is the first one. So like I said, it won't be as bad as time goes on.
So,
learned all my stuff. Yeah.
So, Guy, the last 7 minutes of the show, I picked this up at Michael's.
I feel like I need to swap you. There we go. I hate to tell you this, but if you're bearing anything with that, it's going to be a small something.
Oh, no, it's a sign. It goes on the door.
Yeah, definitely a sign, all right.
I also got an open call for a Western-themed art show in mid-October or something like that. And I'm thinking about going back and picking up 2 more.
Nice.
The whole art show is let me pull it up. It's called Transcending the West.
Is it by the co-op people?
It's basically
Kofo people, I guess. Kofo.
The curator is Rose Frederick, who's basically worked in art magazines around Colorado. essentially they want like, I just got notified about it, and there's like 13 days towards the deadline. So like if I want to do something with this, like I have to figure out like what to do really quickly. But like the description is like romanticized versions of Manifest Destiny, cowboys, horses, and dusty landscapes riddled with Western art genre, leaving many to question if there's room for to tell stories with it. They basically want unique voices, and they include people of color and LGBTQ plus artists as something that they want to include in the show.
Sweet.
So
dig.
That's like why I'm kind of wanting to do it, but at the same time not, because it'd be very. I mean, it would be difficult to pull off 3 of this size pieces of art in 13 days.
Right.
Oh yeah.
You know. But they want like interesting material, stuff that's not traditional looking too. So
Oregon Trail.
yeah, I know, right? Like that's what I was thinking of, like literally doing like a caravan basically with the words "You have dysentery" right on top.
Yeah.
You know, but like they're looking for artists employing unusual materials
I think that's
as
unusual.
a requirement. So
I feel like that's particularly unusual.
yeah.
Memes are unusual content.
Yeah. Oh, the show dates are from October 14th to December 23rd.
Oh wow.
And artists that are chosen have a talk that we would have to do at like November 5th. Okay. But it's also $40 to enter.
That's not bad.
Huh?
That's not bad.
No, it's not. It's it's based out of the Artwork Center for Contemporary Art in Loveland here.
Well, I mean, I guess I'm kind of taking it as like, compared to the $150 a table to go to pretty much any convention now.
I know, right?
Right, yeah.
I mean, even
it's like now they're charging more because less people are wanting to go, and people keep canceling because of COVID policies. Like,
yeah, I mean, like even we, NDK, we've kept our table prices down as much as we possibly could, but even we are at $100 and something too.
Mm-hmm.
The Gaylord charges $100 just to set up the table.
Yeah.
In the artist alley, they charge us $100 right there. So if we charge $105, we make $5.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's always so annoying, or not annoying. It's always so sad when people are like, NDK is just trying to suck money out of everybody, and I'm like, actually, we're not. We're not making any money off of Artist Alley at all, and that's bad business.
right.
It's like we shouldn't be doing that.
Well, is someone tried to say like, oh, getting an artist table in like the bigger conventions is like really difficult, like the price wise, and I'm like, last time I checked, like one of the biggest ones, San Diego, your first time table, it's free.
Well, yeah,
it's
just a lottery, right?
Yeah, it's a lottery though. Like that's the difficult part about it is you have to apply, and then you're given a kit, you may or may not get a table.
Well, that's the same
Right,
with us,
yeah.
though.
Yeah. But I mean,
We have a lottery as well, but it's not free for the first time. It's kind of cool. I don't know if I could ever fill that one.
well, San
No, so
Diego
San
is
Diego
also
can afford
5
that.
eggs. Guys.
Well, San Diego can afford to eat that.
Yeah. I mean, they charge they have some booths that set up and they charge them like $20,000
Yeah.
just to be there.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, like, it's serious.
Yeah.
What, Miso? What? What are you yelling about?
Timmy fell down a well?
She just keeps like yelling at me. I think she wants to play or something. Either that or she's yelling at me that I'm still awake at 1 in the morning.
Yeah, well, there is
Yeah,
that.
it is 12:01 now.
Yeah,
Here.
I'm about to roll out too while I'm at it. Although changing the size on all these bubbles really isn't taking that long. Not half as long as going through and changing the frickin' distance between all of the pages buffers, which I just finished just now. You're welcome. Except I don't know why I'm telling you guys you're welcome. It's not
What,
you
Miso?
guys who did it, but hey, it's a thing. Is Miso okay? Check to make sure the abscess is okay.
Yeah, I should double check. If she'll hold still for me. I'm sorry, Miso. I hate holding your neck like that. Holy shit! What the fuck is that? She's got like a growth on the bottom of her mouth, like a big red growth.
What?
Yeah, it looks like it's weird. It looks like a piece of red meat just sitting on the bottom of her mouth.
Is it attached?
It looks like it.
Is it making her meow?
If I try to touch it, yeah, she'll.
Then it's tender, and so yeah, that's. You may have to take her in tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah, I didn't notice the red one. I just saw just the little white one up top, and that one's still small. I probably have to try to take her in tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Sorry,
poor
man.
baby. Maybe that's why she's been clingy today. Last couple days.
Yeah, well, she's in pain. Just make sure that she doesn't hide.
Yeah, she doesn't hide.
If she starts hiding, then we've got
That's
a problem.
not bueno. Yeah. So I just moved, and I've already spent like $4,000 on you this year.
So yeah, you just can't do worse, man.
She's pouring. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be sure to get her in ASAP. I might have to take off work. If I can take off work early tomorrow, because the problem is I'm supposed to be social media support for Global Comics at Emerald City right now. And if I'm not there, no one's running social media. I'll have to talk with Kevin. Maybe he'll step in for me.
Yeah,
I
just
gotta
for a
get
little
her
bit.
in.
Because that's not good. If she's got problems with her mouth like that, that's not good.
Well, she is eating.
Yeah, but that hurts. That's tender.
Yeah.
So.
But she also just hates her mouth being touched anyway. Like every time I just even put my hands near her mouth, she always pulls away.
Sure, but still, that kind of motion activity is still tender. I'm just worried about Miso. That's all.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like for like a size, like the lump is not super tiny. It's like the size of like like a coyote, like on a coyote skull, the inside that's the smaller incisors. It's like that big.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's like pinky nail sized. It's not little. Miso, what am I gonna do with you? I have the cash for it. I have cash for it. That's what savings is for. So I ain't worried about it.
Right? No.
That's literally what it's for.
It's a good thing because, gosh, we can't help you. All of us poor artists. All you know is a whole bunch of poor artists.
I know, right? Well, like I said, my dad is always willing to step in and like front it for me because he knows I'll pay him back. So he's always willing to like front it if it's like an emergency. And this vet is also really nice, where they'll let me like just pay like a copay, like a small amount, like a deposit, and then pay the rest over time. If it's like above a certain amount, they'll do that. So they're really good vets. They'd rather see the animal taken care of than suffering, so they're really good about that.
That's good.
Yeah, they're awesome vets.
I'm actually kind of glad I did this. Speaking of, because I'm noticing that one of my bubbles was at 5 for a brush size, and any of the specialized bubbles that you pull from the side, like the communications bubbles and stuff like that, those were all 5s, 5 point, and so I have to make all of them uniform. So this actually turned out to be a good exercise. That doesn't have anything to do with me, so sorry.
No, it's fine. The problem is I don't have my Jeep right now.
That's an issue.
So I'm gonna have to call my stepmom and see if she can take me in. And if she can take me in, cool. If not, we have Uber here, but that's a one expensive hell. It's a hell of an expensive ride over there.
Yeah.
Let me see how much that's gonna cost me. I mean, thankfully the vet's in town.
Right. I have to drive to Nashville. This is bad.
Well, the emergency vet is in Nashville.
See, here I'm just making a joke, and you're like, no, really.
Yeah, that's like an hour and 10 minutes drive.
Yeah.
Let's see. If I have to take it, how far is it?
Okay, so Pepper, we did get the message that I won't be on tomorrow morning because I've got uncle duties.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Bill's been missing doing the show. So
I've been missing Bill. Love Bill.
He's been wanting to do messages with Bill.
There you go.
So
that works. Although I won't be here, so that would be
well, is the show just canceled then?
Oh no, well, I mean, if Brian can get in here, and it's Can, I keep forgetting that. Yeah, these are all like weird sizes. Can start.
Normally, if you can't do it doesn't happen, guy.
Can and I both can run the show. Can actually has administration properties. He can run the show. That's why I keep saying that.
I know this. I'm just like stating. I have not seen him do it recently, though.
Yeah, I haven't seen Can in a couple of days. I'm hoping he's okay. I should probably tap him and say, "Are you all right, bro?"
Oh, it's only 4 miles.
Sometimes he just takes a break, and that's totally reasonable.
Winter can't get here soon enough.
I just wanted to get out of the insane heat.
Well, I'm having problems with moisture in my house again. So on top of the heat, like I have like it just gets muggy around me because we're near water. We're near like lakes and stuff up here.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's why I moved away from Florida.
You okay, Miso? God, you're worrying the fuck out of me. Oh, tomorrow can't come fast enough. If she can be good for 6 more hours, we can be the first ones there.
Well, on that note, I'm gonna.
I think we should all bow out. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll the end credits. I hope Miso turns out okay, because I'm worried about Miso now too. So you'll have to keep me posted, Kat.
Yeah, I'll keep everyone posted.
Cool.
Hopefully, it's just a quick glance in antibiotics.
Yeah. So hopefully so. But either way, I will go ahead and close the stream down because I've got to go to bed because I got to get up with the tomorrow morning. So I'll see you all later. Thanks for joining me, both of you. I really appreciate it. And thank you for your help, Kat.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really wonderful. And I'll see you guys later. Remember, the volume on my end credits is pretty loud, so you might want to turn the volume down in your headphones. Okay, I'll see you all later.
All right.
Bye-bye.